Hello everybody, this is a very large object here, and I am giving you a video on the Retroid Pocket 2 Plus. Now, Retroid does not currently have this type of shell for the 2 Plus, so unfortunately, you'd have to buy another Retroid Pocket 2 with the clear shell, and then upgrade it the way that I did. So as we can see, this is the old Retroid Pocket 2 shell. Retroid Pocket 2, sorry. This is the old board. And I will be honest, there's not a lot that's the same. Obviously, the slider's still there, like here. However, just about everything has been replaced except for like the battery and some of like the face buttons here are in fact the same. So the triggers are the same, but and the stick here and the stick, like the cap here, is the same. The D-pad is new. The face buttons new. And in fact, this stick here, because it came off of the old one, there isn't any functional difference here. So it doesn't click in. So there's no L3 or R3. So you're going to have to take that into consideration to the games that you're trying to play. The screen. So it is a touch screen. So as we can see here, it is a touchscreen. However, to get the old screen off, I had to, of course, mangle it to get it off. All these plastic pieces here. Now, looking at the unit here, the buttons are actually rather nice and cushy, so they're not very clicky. So when I press down on a button here, it feels like it would like on an Xbox controller. That's what I would say the most similar thing is. Now, the D-pad uses that same sort of membrane feel, so it is rather quiet. So you can probably play this, say somebody, like if you're playing it in bed, you won't be waking up the person next to you. So that's rather nice. There were a few bugs with the old Retroid Pocket 2. Such as if the battery went below, I think, 50%, you would have to wait to have it charge back up to, I think, 75% before you could start using it again. That's kind of a pain in the ass, and the main reason I didn't carry it around with me. So what I was carrying around with me for this simple type of emulation here, Game Boy Advance, DS, and stuff like that, was the GPD-Win3. I will have a separate video on this at a later date. I need to actually figure out what I'm actually going to focus on with that review, because the Aya Neo focused mainly on AAA games and stuff like that. So I might actually focus this on emulation, because that's part of what I'm using this for, but we'll see. Now, you could also just get a PSP, and you'll be able to play Game Boy Advance and other such titles on here perfectly fine. Now, the problem with the PSP, and this is more of an issue with the storage of the PSP, is that if we... Let me actually open this up here. Where's the... Oh. Silly me. Problem with the PSP is storage. So if I use the memory stick duo thing to micro SD, So I have a 128 gig SD card in here. Now, that wouldn't be an issue if if unfortunately certain games don't like to see more than like 16 gigabytes of storage. The reason being, it had no idea that you would be able to put something that much into this device. So we'll look at that a little later. We'll evaluate to see if this is actually worth something as well. And we'll look at the PS Vita at a later date as well. This one will probably have a much more favorable review. We shall see. So back to the main piece here. So obviously, we're gonna have pretty much perfect Game Boy Advance here. Then this gets plenty loud. And it's front firing. And it is stereo. So the screen looks actually pretty good. The viewing angles are actually really nice, as you can probably see there. Do not look at that. That's that's unfortunately a side effect of me putting this together. I had like a piece of tape stuck. But it does not change the functionality of the device, so we're gonna continue. Let's see. Ooh. Playing through Viewfinder doesn't really help, does it? Oh, game over already. That's okay. Let's turn this down a little bit. We're gonna hit continue. But yeah, so games run without a hitch. No stuttering, at least as far as I could see. Ooh. Again, not a good idea. That's okay. And I am going to be recording this video on the Moto Edge X30. So if it looks a little bit different than the other videos, that's going to be why. Shouldn't look too much different, to be honest with you. And gotta run. Okay. Ooh. Okay. So as you can tell, it's playing pretty well. Let's see here. Okay. And there's the boss. Ooh. Ooh, Jesus Christ. Okay. Alright. We're gonna pretend that I did pretty well there. Alright, so we're gonna do... And we're gonna get out of here. We're gonna close. Okay. So that's Game Boy Advance, more or less. Now let's take a look at Drastic. The DS emulation here. Now, the problem with having a 4:3 display is if you don't want it to be side by side, it's going to have to be vertical. And on the size of the display this is like 2 inches per screen. Not really that massive. Let's actually... Alright. Show you that it runs pretty well. And the reason why I'm playing this like vertically, like that, is because, oh fuck, yikes, I made a mistake. Okay. Alright, let's do this. 2, 1. Alrighty. There we go. The reason why I'm playing this in a vertical orientation here is because Sonic bounces from one screen to the other. Which is kind of a problem if you're playing it side by side. Oh, screw. Oh no. Not the best at the water levels. This is my least favorite out of the out of all the Sonic like types of levels is the water stuff. Oh, come on. And because of that, I'm going to get out of that. Let's change game. Let's try something else here. So, Super Mario 64. Yes. So, by default, it's side by side. The beauty of having a touchscreen is I can actually touch it. Now, of course, I'm gonna want to play this like that. And then swap the screen to the top. Swap. Wow. See, this game is the most she talks out of any of them. So. Of course, the emulator thinks I'm using an Xbox controller. So even though this says A, B, X, X, Y, it's treats it differently. So this sees Y, this sees X, this sees B, this sees A. Okay, so let's see here. Yeah. Haven't played this game in a while. And of course, Yoshi is on top of the castle, just as he always is. And this game is good because I can focus mainly on the top screen here. So screen real estate isn't too much of an issue. Sadness. Okay. You need a key to open this door. Okay. Got him. Okay. So this is running pretty perfectly, I would say. Okay, so let's test the next logical leap forward. So let's go ahead, let's clear these games out. Next logical leap would be PSP. So let's see, I got 3 games here that I wanted to show you that run in varying levels. So let's start with Gran Turismo here. Gran Turismo, I set the frame skip. So we shall see. Polyphony Digital, okay. And then let me load that state. So we can hear the menu isn't very good. Yeah. So the menu runs at about 10 FPS or lower. But I'll show you gameplay. Let's turn that down a little bit. Gameplay, perfectly fine. With a frame skip turned on of 1. So it will skip every 1 out of 2 frames. So instead of 60 FPS, this is running at 30. So even though this device is significantly more powerful than, say, its outgoing device, the Retroid Pocket 2, which couldn't play hardly any PSP games, at least to a comfortable level, this game would be out of its reach as well. So but the D-pad feels nice. I feel like I have plenty of control here. The B button is not exhausting to hold down here. It's actually kind of comfortable. Okay. But yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and stop that. We're gonna go back and we're gonna exit to the menu. So let me show you a game that runs pretty much flawlessly. Tony Hawk's Underground 2 Remix. Now in this game, there is no frame skip turned on, so it's going to be playing at its 30 FPS target, I believe. Santa Monica here. Alright, now that was a little bit of a of a slowdown there, but nothing too crazy there. Alright, so there's that one. So if I hit continue here, so let's new pro goals. Let me actually game options, save game. So when you try to save, I believe, this game on the PSP, and if it has more storage than it thinks is possible, it will actually not let you save, which is not great. So let's quit. Let's play a little bit of the classic mode just to show you. And it doesn't really matter what name here. Okay, so let's do Chad Muska. We're going to pick Barcelona. Ooh, I failed that one. Kind of wish this game was designed with the stick in mind, but I understand that they only had so many controls here. Okay, so there's that game. We're gonna swiftly move on here. Nothing too terribly interesting there, except for the fact that it runs. So let's switch over to Metal Gear Solid. This one, this game doesn't run at a very high frame rate. I think 20 FPS is what it plays at native. So frame skip of 1 on this would be unplayable. It'd be, full speed, but full speed at like 10 FPS, which, in my opinion, is not playable. So let's load this in here. Here. Just trying to skip some of the cutscenes here to show you it does run at full speed.
Look alive, ladies! The boss is gonna join us! Show 'em how it's done, boss! Your first priority in enemy territory is knowing your surroundings. Your life depends on where you are looking and how fast you can identify your target. Therefore, you must first master moving your line of sight. To move
Up,
Look down.
down.
Good. You should be familiar with the up and down camera buttons now. Press the action button if you're ready to move on. Okay. Next, we'll check your left and right. Look right. Good. Look left.
The good thing about
Familiar with the left and right camera buttons.
the fact that it has an analog nub here, I can remap that.
Okay.
So these face buttons are remapped to this, so I get some sort of more intuitive aiming.
I'll explain how to change stances. If you just stand there like an idiot in front of an enemy, you might as well kill yourself now. At times, you will need to get low to avoid detection. You have 3
But yeah,
stances.
so this is how it's going to run.
Change stances. Use the crouch.
I've already played a bit of this, and this does not
Get crouching.
decrease in performance. So we're going to be done with that. Now let's look at Dolphin. So I made a video about Dolphin emulation performance, and it was pretty good, right? So on Android, the graphics settings should be set to OpenGL. That has been the fastest, at least on the phone here that I'm recording on. So let's try a game here that might not be too terribly demanding. Kirby Air Ride. Okay. Cutscenes running at 60. Because I believe this is pre-rendered. So the GameCube hardware isn't actually being utilized, so that's fine. We're going to the menu screen here. Let's try City Trial. Free run. And I want to try out that one. So as you can see, it's running okay. Damn. Alright. So as you can probably hear, it's not sounding great. And it is actually dropping below 30. So it's not going to be possible with frame skipping. Not that I don't think it's possible to have frame skipping, is it? Advanced. Let's move the clock speed up a little bit. See, even at a higher clock, it's not playing at full speed, but would I call it unplayable? I don't think I would. This is still incredibly impressive for this device. Damn. But yeah, I have a lot of memories with this game. this is the best running game I have on my list. So time to show you the others. Let's see. Exit emulation. So let's take a look at Tony Hawk's Underground 2. Now, this is the GameCube version, not the PSP version. PSP version runs fairly okay. 99% of perfect. So let's see. As you can see here, I have a little bit of trouble with the emulation. I think it locked the system up. Yeah. Close the app. Alright. Let's do this again. Let's try it again. Tony Hawk's Underground 2. Okay. That's normal. Okay. Let's see. There we go. Yeah, that's not it. That ain't it. Let's try a classic mode on this. You can go back and see how well it played PSP. Yeah. In the single digits. Is this an Odin competitor? No. Yeah, it's starting to mess with it. Okay. So that obviously doesn't work. Let's end this one. Let's try Tony Hawk's Underground. After I close this out again. I'm a fan of the Tony Hawk game, so I'd like to see one of these playable, but I'm not holding my breath. Some games play better than others, but in fact, Tony Hawk's Underground 2 was the first game to bring back classic mode as a option there. Yeah, I'm gonna say this is not gonna turn out well. I can already tell. So if we look at the cutscene here, it's trying to load. It desperately is trying to load it. 12 FPS, 27. That won't be doable. Now, before this version of Dolphin here, I couldn't play anything. So it would tell me my resources were too low. Now, Dreamcast will play pretty well. I don't have any games for it, unfortunately. Cannot show you. But I would say up to Dreamcast and PSP are pretty much the limits of the system here. So let's go back here. Okay. All right. So my overall thoughts on this device here is that it is definitely worth the $100. Without a doubt, it has a touchscreen, a fairly good-looking display. It's pixel dense, given its size. And I think that's about it on this system. Now, if you guys have any questions or want me to run anything very specific on this, say Android game-wise, maybe, I'll give it a shot. And if you have any ideas on what I should show off on this, please let me know, because I will be looking in the comments to get some suggestions there. And I have finally reached 50 subscribers. 50! It's a big number to me. It doesn't seem very large to anybody else. But, and seeing videos actually getting a good number of views and likes and engagement really means a lot to me. I don't know what else I'm going to be really doing past these 3 videos, but I do have an Odin ordered, so sometime in February or March you'll probably see a video on that. It's going to be the purple shell, the atomic purple shell. Those don't ship after the Chinese New Year, which is the next 2 weeks, so I won't see it for a little while there. So, hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you guys on my next video. Peace out.